Hello, interwebs, and welcome to Close-Up. I'm your host, Joe.
And I'm Justin.
It's been a while. This is probably Close-Up's longest... I can't think of the word. It's been the longest time since an episode probably in the show's history. We apologize. We both went on vacation within a couple weeks of each other and didn't have any in our backlog to send out.
And nothing good came out.
I will give my opinion briefly on the few things that did come out. The Mandalorian and Grogu. Put it on in the background. Wait for streaming. It was okay first half, kind of a dull second half. Nearly made me fall asleep in the back half, but the first half had me. And Masters of the Universe. Worth a watch. Very fun movie. Quite enjoyed that one. But today we're talking about Spider-Noir. What is Spider-Noir? It's a Spider-Man show, a very weird one, starring Nicolas Cage. It's one of the few times Sony did something weird and did it right, as far as I'm concerned.
It's a fair assessment.
Sony has spent very many years adapting B-tier, C-tier Spider-Man villains, when maybe the secret sauce all along was to just adapt Spider-Man. They already won everybody's hearts over with the Into the Spider-Verse movies. All right, we already explored an alternate Miles Morales, and that got great acclaim. That won Oscars. That was very popular. And Spider-Noir was in that. So maybe they'll realize that adapting various versions of Spider-Man is the way to go from now on.
Maybe. That'd be cool.
Because I love what they did here. It was okay, so you took a weird multiversal Spider-Man and put your own spin on 1930s New York. You stylized it in black and white, or even the true hue color they used, which is still representative of the saturation styles of older media. It still feels like a noir, but in color, like a 1950s sort of thing. Or even like a old comic book sort of thing. Like I think back to like Amazing Spider-Man, and they used to have those panels that were just like primary colors in lieu of detailed backgrounds sometimes. Like sometimes the backgrounds weren't that detailed, but it was just like really bright saturated colors from the 40s to the 60s. And this kind of reminds me of that. Not that it was not detailed, but just the color choices.
The way the colors are, yeah.
Yeah, like it was just very bright. Think about like Batman in Detective Comics. Like, okay, in that era, movie detectives were black and white and like noirish is what we associate. But in comic books, detective stories existed too, and they were very bright and colorful. So this is kind of playing on conventions of the era that these characters were made from in an interesting way. So I kind of like the option to have it black and white and color.
Mm-hmm.
It does work both ways. And what did you watch it in?
I watched it in black and white.
I watched about 6 out of 8 in black and white, and I watched about 2 in color. Just to try it out.
I couldn't do it. I watched the trailer in color just to see, and I was like, yeah, the style's cool, but the black and white's cooler.
Yeah, I feel like I watched color at a bad time because I watched it in the afternoon and like the sun was kind of glaring on my TV, and for some reason it seemed darker to me. Like it was very colorful, but for some reason the lighting just obscured more. Maybe that was just my TV issue.
I'm pretty sure that's because it was shot for black and white.
Yeah, like on black and white, the contrasts came out a lot more. I never had a problem any time of day watching the show in black and white. I'm like, wow, everything pops. It looks gorgeous. But in color, it nearly seemed obscured sometimes.
Well, when you shoot for black and white, you already know automatically you've got strong contrast. So you don't need to shoot with high contrast. Really. Well, it depends on the shot, but
yeah,
for the most part. But that's why I think the color version kind of the separation between the characters in the background isn't as strong, I find.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that probably comes down to the fact that they were like, yes, we're shooting for black and white.
Yeah. I also found the special effects look better in black and white. Maybe it's just because I'm overused to seeing superhero action set pieces in color. And it's obviously a lower budget Spider-Man project. Not that it's low budget, but it's clearly not movie level budget. But when you put it in black and white, it kind of hides those blemishes a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels more true to the world, more immersive, I'll say, in black and white that way. And one thing I really appreciate about this show is just the filmmaking craft in general. I'm used to a lot of things just being disposable media. And I would think, okay, well, Sony's just rushing out a Spider-Noir show. It's something weird, something to try, fine, whatever. But this show actually had a lot of thought put into its craft, from the framing choices and the blocking and the camera movements. The visual storytelling was very well handled on this show. The people behind the scenes were actually giving thought to every choice, and I could tell that. I'm like, oh wow, I don't have to casually turn my brain off. I can actually critique this thing as wow, you were making choices that I could tell were pushing your story forward.
Even if you turn your brain off, it just looks good.
Yeah.
It's a style I really like. I don't know. That was one thing, is closest, the most modern thing I can think of that was close is like the first Thor. The first Thor movie, I mean, it did the same thing with its Dutch angles and everything.
It was style.
It had a style to it, and it looked, I don't know, it's just a great way of filming. Like, why do we want to look at movies where
you're just
looking the same way you'd be looking? Like, it looks like real life, except maybe there's something, the content in the movie is super and not realistic or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're looking at it from plain realistic angles. Why are we afraid of strange angles?
There's a difference between just showing us the information and using camera techniques and blocking and framing to communicate a story. And I think that's what a lot of things are missing. You're just shooting for coverage, basically, and letting a lot of the script and the actors do the work, for better or for worse, and the editor as well, trying to piece it together. But this felt like there was a plan. It felt like every time they zoomed the camera in or dollied or panned somewhere, that it was part of the story. Mm-hmm. It was trying to tell me something about a character's mindset or the world, or communicating something the dialogue wasn't. Like with Dutch angles even. I'm like, okay, it's all right, it's a little off kilter, or something's weird here. I'm supposed to feel a bit unsettled here. Or like I remember when he was watching Kat Hardy at the dance, the first time he saw her perform, and his like shots like zooming in on their faces. I'm like, okay, so the camera's creating a connection here between the two of them. Mm-hmm. It's like the world is kind of fading out around him, and he's focused on her, and the camera's kind of zooming in on him. We can see his mindset, and it's like all the filmmaking craft blending together in a satisfying way I don't normally see. As far as stuff like special effects goes, I think the CGI is mostly passable. The swinging is a bit uncanny valley. That's about the only thing I was like, okay.
I think that was because the very first swing, I was like, ooh, but it's because it's so contrasting to the style they're providing.
That could also be it.
Where, you're feeling like the old detective movies, but then all of a sudden you've got modern superhero CGI stuff going on. You're like,
yeah,
it's a little bit jarring, but I got used to it after a little bit.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that.
But that was something I thought they did really well, is that they really, really nailed that style of film.
Yeah, that atmosphere.
With even like the dialogue, the pacing, basically everything they did, you're sitting there, you're like, other than the CGI and that the camera looks a little bit sharper, other than that,
If you put some heavy film grain on there and didn't tell someone it was a Spider-Man show, you'd probably be like, okay.
Without the CGI, like if you're going to show, what's his name, the mob boss guy, if you throw one of those scenes in where it's just him and Hardy, even when Sandman's, kind of there, the effects aren't like, it's nothing.
It looks like a bad guy with old facial scar makeup on there or something.
Yeah, and it looks, I think, with heavier film grain on there or a little bit of blurring maybe, it would look, you wouldn't even know. It wouldn't even be out of place from the movies that they're trying to play on.
And I have seen that critique before. They say some people prefer the color because they say, okay, well, I can't watch it in black and white because it's too crisp. It takes me out of what they're trying to do. I can't imagine this as an old movie because it looks too modern and clean. So that is something people say in favor of the color. I disagree.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing is that that it's not, it's modern.
Yeah.
It's modern, but they're trying to emulate the style. It's not.
Yeah.
It's like what Stranger Things does. Okay? We know it's modern. We know it's not the 80s. It's just suspension of disbelief, but we also want modern effects and modern stylings.
Yep. You're trying to get the feeling across and you're not trying to copy it.
No, it's not supposed to be a one-for-one. If they wanted to do one-for-one with the old movies, they could do that. But it's not.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, there's a reason those styles changed. I mean, the cinematic language has just evolved over time. If you're trying to make a movie like they made it 80 years ago, you're probably making a worse movie in a lot of ways. Just because...
Well, you're handicapping yourself, basically.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, those movies were still inventing a lot of the language. Like, even, like, color and sound were, in some cases, barely... Like, they barely knew how to incorporate that. Like, in the first sound films, they basically had to stand in place because they couldn't move around because they didn't know how to get the microphones moving. It's like, that's why in some cases, some people say, oh, silent films were better than early talkies because they knew how to move around. They
weren't allowed to use blocking.
Yeah.
Like, their blocking was, you stay here. Yeah, that was exactly it.
Like, cinema in every era.
Even when they got further... Lead actors, they'd have their lead actors could move, but the background characters needed to stay in place.
Yeah. Like every era of cinema is made with constraints of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So to do that, like you said, you're trying to handicap yourself for no reason. Tell a story with modern cinematic techniques, but it's inspired by 80 years ago, obviously.
Yeah. And I think they did that really well. I think they brought the best of both worlds into it. They brought that style because it matched, basically the parts they used matched the character. They didn't match the film. The only thing they did was they did black and white. But otherwise, it was more matching the character. It was the way the characters talk, but that was the style for it. So really, it's not as much of a, it's not as much of a filming choice, but it's the character's choice. But
you're trying to bring in the world, and you're using some techniques that people associate with film noir to kind of immerse you better.
It's like trying to think of Spider-Verse, where you're like, okay, if you imagine this character of Spider-Noir in his universe, we're bringing modern filming techniques to this universe. This is what it would look like.
Yeah.
That's the way it comes across to me.
Yeah.
Is that, in Spider-Noir's universe, you can imagine, no matter what modern camera you bring, it's going to be black and white because the universe is black and white. It's going to, the people are going to talk this way because that's the way they talk. So to me, that was what I got from it is that I felt like it was like taking a camera and putting it in Spider-Noir's universe.
Yeah, I like that idea. I also should iterate, just for the people who are going to attack me in the comments, I don't necessarily think all modern filmmaking is better, but I do think that a movie well made today is probably, it can do more things than a movie could 80 years ago. A well made movie 80 years ago is still topping over most of the slop that they put out today. Most things don't try hard enough.
Well, but you got the same guys from Spielberg is still, if you were to ask Spielberg to be like, can you make better movies now or back then? He would say now, would he not?
Oh yeah. All those guys are always trailblazers, like Spielberg, Scorsese, Coppola.
Of course they'd be like, James Cameron. We have more options. It's just the movies people are making right now aren't necessarily as good.
I think James Cameron's a great example of, he's never one to rest on his laurels. He's always trying to push technology forward. Say what you will about the Avatar movies, but they're some of the best looking movies out there now. Like there was a guy next to me on my way back from Vancouver on the plane, and he was watching Avatar Fire and Ash. And I got mixed opinions about that movie, but even on an airplane screen, I'm like, frick, this movie looks good.
Yeah.
James Cameron knows how to make good looking movies. And his movies, I think, are probably better looking now than Terminator in 1984. He got better at his craft. He has more tools.
That's exactly it. But that's why. If you ask any one of those guys, of course they'll say that making a movie now is better.
Yeah.
Of course. Because
you can just do more.
You can do more. There's more accessible.
The imagination's the limit, really.
Yeah.
Which is part of the problem. Some people overcrutch on, we can fix it in post, just green screen everything. We can fill it out later. But I think this is a good example of a show that uses modern tools and was clearly planned. It didn't look like overly green screen. It looked like they built out sets and costumes and had like old style cars and bar rooms. Like, they built out their sets and created an entire world around these characters. It just felt like a team that was actually trying in all regards. And that's why it excels. So I had a thought when we were talking about film tropes. So this is a bit of a thought spiral. So I was thinking of noir tropes, and one of the big tropes is the femme fatale. And the femme fatale in this show is Cat Hardy. And it didn't clue in for embarrassingly long that, this is this universe's take on Black Cat. I'm like, wait,
thought
Cat,
about
like,
that,
Hardy,
but I didn't quite.
Because I was I'm like Hardy,
man.
Felicia Hardy, Cat Hardy. Son of a.
I just got that right now. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Love interest to Spider-Man. Son of a.
I had the thought like partway through. I'm like, Cat. Maybe it's supposed to be like Black Cat. I don't know.
Yeah, that's who she's supposed to be.
Man, I didn't even think about that.
I mean, some are obvious. I mean, you kept Sandman's name Flint Marko. I'm like, okay, I know who that is.
right off the bat.
I know who Sandman is. Like, even Robbie Robertson took me a minute because I'm like, I'm not super familiar with Spider-Man, but I'm like, Robbie Robertson, I know that name. I know that character. And then I looked him up and I'm like, oh, that guy. Right. He was even in the old Tobey Maguire movies. He was the voice of reason at the Bugle.
I'm not remembering. I don't know.
Yeah, he was in those movies too. Oh, that was Robbie Robertson. Right. So he is a mainstay in the Spider-Man universe as well. I don't think the secretary, what's her name? Janice? Janet? Yeah, I don't know about Janet. I don't know about Silvermane. I don't know if he's a Spider-Man villain. He might be. I'm not familiar with Silvermane. I know Tombstone is. I'm familiar with Tombstone, which was the guy with like the hard skin. That was supposed to be this version of Tombstone.
I didn't know who he was. I was like, I couldn't place that one.
The electric guy, they called him Megawatt, but I don't know. I'm not familiar with Megawatt either. I don't know if that's like this universe's take on Electro or if Megawatt's actually a villain. I haven't looked that up either.
I was assuming Electro, but...
Yeah. I have also seen people say that this might be Peter Parker because there's one scene where somebody implies that that he changed his name after the war. So,
really?
Yeah. So there is a pretty strong basis of a fan theory that this is just Peter Parker by a different name, which is funny because Ben Reilly is a Peter Parker clone in the comics. So like Ben Reilly is a character, he's Scarlet Spider. I'd actually be interested to see if Sony wanted to do a Scarlet Spider adaptation, more traditional Ben Reilly. Because usually Spider-Noir is Peter Parker, but they just named him Ben Reilly. Which I've heard is because of a Sony contract thing. Like, they're not allowed to show Peter Parker drinking or smoking or like engaging in any bad behavior if he doesn't have the symbiote suit or something weird. Like, they're very restrictive on what they allow Peter Parker to do.
That's fine. I don't care if he's Peter Parker or not.
So they
he's
just
an
said,
interesting character on his own.
Like, all right, Ben Reilly's a Spider-Man, and they don't say crap about that.
We're
going to call him Ben Reilly. And that's Spider-Noir now. And I love this take on Spider-Man. Like the old grizzled PI who's over the hill and his glory days are behind him. He's hung up the mask. He doesn't want to be Spider-Man anymore.
Well, I also like that they played on it being kind of sci-fi elements a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like even the scoring behind some of it was like trying to remember an exact example, but kind of like
it felt more like classic fantasy scoring.
Yeah, it just
like in a Hitchcock movie or something. Just
yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for.
Yeah,
it just felt it just
big.
had those vibes of that, and stuff like the way he gets his powers and the kind of the science behind it. They kind of went with a mad science direction, and I liked that it was a little bit of like if you were to take out the word superheroes or show this to somebody,
it was like a 1930s universal monster sort of thing. You have like the guy who's like a man mixed with a spider bites him.
Yeah.
You have like the freaks in the jars in the basement that all died, and they're all lined up, and they're like, oh, these are our former comrades who all are in these jars and like mixes of animals and weirdness like that.
And we had the mad scientist who was picking up from the Nazis' mad scientist experiments. And
yeah, that kind of thing too. Strapping Spider-Man down in a lab basement and cutting open his liver to come up with a cure.
Or it wasn't Nazis, was it? It was just Germans.
It was just Germans.
Because this was
World War One. He fought in
post World War One.
Yeah, 1930s, Great Depression era. Yeah, I appreciate how all that kind of tone, but I also like how in classic noir fashion, Ben Reilly's just a miserable bastard. He's not a good person. I mean, he acts like he's not a good person. He puts on a front. And I think Robbie and Janet know he's a good person, which is why they stick by him, and even their patience is tested. But he's very much, well, I think it's summed up by that one line where he says he wants to cure himself because no power means no responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they waited till episode 7 to throw that out. Good spin for this universe. Just the idea that as Spider-Man, he could be cured. It feels like a very Spider-Man story. His powers ruin his life. They drag him down a road he didn't really want to be involved in anymore, but he still feels responsibility because of the powers. And, oh, here's a chance I might be able to cure myself and just live a normal life. But then bad guys keep coming, and, well, okay, I guess I'm a hero after all. I'll pick the good of New York over my good and suffer with these powers till the end of time because I couldn't help but do the right thing. It's a very Spider-Man story that way.
I think it still echoes the great power, great responsibility because...
Yeah, he just acts like he doesn't want the responsibility.
But at that point, even though he's like, oh, no powers, no responsibility. But in the moment, he still has the powers. He still has the responsibility. And he follows through with his responsibility right to the end. Yep. Still ends up with powers. So he still has the responsibility.
Yeah. He just really acts like it's something he wants to be rid of.
Now, do you think if he still had more of the cure at the end, do you think he would have taken it?
I think yes.
Because that's what I was thinking too.
I think he would have.
Is that I still think he's not 100% sold on, yeah, I want to be Spider-Man. No.
I think he did it out of obligation. I mean, in his mind, what would he have left? He already quit being Spider-Man once, and then Silvermane's still out there, running all the gangs in New York. He's a very high-profile gangster, a very dangerous person. All these freaks coming out of the woodwork, an electric guy, a sand guy. Wow, okay, this is pretty crazy. He dealt with all that. Silvermane's gone, the gang's broken up, the bad guys are dead or on their way to something else. Flint and Cat are going off, they're cured. There's really no reason for a Spider-Man anymore. The reformist mayor got back into power. He's gonna bring booze back, yay, and... like, the city doesn't need Spider-Man anymore. Even Robbie got his job back. Like, everyone ended up pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like the show left open a tease of, oh, well, there's more to come. There's more deadly villain.
That could be the end.
It could be.
For all we know.
It could be. I hope they do a season 2.
I hope so, too.
But if they left it here, that wraps up okay. I don't know where you're going to go with it once you've eliminated this power virus.
I think they've got a good thing because detective stories are really easy to continue because stuff always continues to happen. He didn't really solve any huge mystery. He solved one mystery crime. Yeah, it involved some high figures, but there's tons of other places they could go, tons of other cases he could get. There's lots they can do with that.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I would love to see... I was thinking more in disappointment of, oh, well, now that we got rid of the animal characters, we can't see like a noir rhino or a noir scorpion or something. But then I'm like, oh, well, maybe I'd like to see what a noir version of Green Goblin looks like. Like, what does Norman Osborn look like in 1930s New York?
Well, they hinted at Dr. Connors at one point.
I missed that reference.
When he pretended to be crazy in her lab, he was like, "Oh, Dr. Connors." And she's like, "Dr. Connors' lab is upstairs or something."
Okay, I missed that.
So he's around. I don't know.
I was looking out for that name too, and I somehow missed it.
Yeah, he's not.
I'm like, okay, the genetic mutation in animals, lizard. Where's the lizard?
Yeah, so he's probably going to be relevant, or maybe it was just a name drop, just for fun.
Could just be. Yeah, there's a lot of potential if you wanted to keep this going. It's got a vibe. Nick Cage is great.
Oh, yeah.
I
love his Spider-Man voice. It's great.
I think the hardest I laughed in the show was when Robbie was imitating him.
He did it so well.
And it was so perfect. Like, oh, what's that? I'm doing his voice. Yeah, you are. It's amazing.
Oh, it was incredible.
Like, we haven't gotten a heck of a lot of Spider-Man in this show, but I've seen enough that I know that's spot on.
I also really liked the point when he's like, "What, Janet? You know I'm the spider. I'm the spider."
He's drunk all the time.
He's just drunk all the time.
Oh, I'm the spider.
I just love how the first one was so blatant. Janet, I'm the spider.
And you knew she knew? Yes. I also thought it was interesting what they did with the organic web fluid. I love the complication that even the organic web fluid can run out. That made it.
Yeah.
That made that. I'm like, okay, so Tobey Maguire's thing is cool, but we never got the classic Spider-Man web shooters running out of fluid with him because I don't know. I guess at the time Sam Raimi was like, hey, okay, this is a cool idea, but organic. Why would that run out?
I think the idea was that his body was injured, right?
Well, I think part of the idea is just that he's older and...
Well, because he took like a huge hit to... Like right before that was when he took the huge hit into the car windshield and he was like, oh. So I was like, oh, okay, so whatever produces the webbing, he damaged his body, which is why it took him so long before he could use it again, is the way I interpreted it. I don't know if that's true or not, but that was what...
Maybe. The way I interpret it is, I mean, to get a little disgusting, I just figure a lot of fluids in your body just dry up eventually. Like you can only cry for so long. You can only have so much saliva in your mouth before your mouth goes dry. I figure if this organic fluid is like other bodily fluids, it'll run out with enough use.
I guess he's wasted a lot in the scene before, did he not?
Yeah, I think so. And they said he'd get it back after a rest. I'm like, okay, he's healing, he's recharging. I'm like, oh, I don't know. It tracks with how the human body works as I know it.
That's true.
If you wanted to make it an organic thing, that's reasonable to assume it's got a limited use.
I also liked how they described his powers, that like a spider uses hydraulics to move its limbs. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, and he's doing the thing with the arms. I'm like, that's weird, but cool.
I had to have people point out that part of the problem with his powers is that he really does think like a spider and that he has to suppress his instincts all the time. Like if he didn't try to act human, like he said he had to go to movies to relearn how to socialize normally because like instinctually he is a spider, which is like he really is a Spider-Man who's trying to be human.
Yeah, he's a lot weirder. He's like the spider person that bit him was like, okay, way too much spider in there. But how much transfers down? Like he's not just got a little. He's like the step down from there. Yeah. So it's not visible, but internally, he's weird. He's really weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what makes him pretty interesting. It's a very, once again, this is another case of, I really like what they did with this version of Spider-Man because it's still distinctly Spider-Man in every way I know him, but also distinctly noir and a fresh take on it. That's like, yes, this feels like what I would think of a show called Spider-Noir. It feels spot on to my expectations, but also still distinctly Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's still got his wisecracking mouth the whole time, and
yeah, he still has rotten luck and can't get his way. He doesn't get the girl. He doesn't
always loses.
He always loses, even when he's trying to succeed. I love the supporting cast in this show as well. The
little newspaper kid. He was great.
Oh yeah, he was good.
I didn't think he was gonna be, like in it that much, but he was. He was in it quite a bit.
Yeah, I like even the little subplots like, oh, Janet's trying to teach him grammar and he pickpockets the bad guys for Ben Reilly and the shoe shine kid. He's just like, I don't know, it's like Sherlock Holmes or something when he has the Baker Street irregulars. It just feels true to that era where there's like a little kid sidekick who's hanging around. Mm-hmm. Where his parents, in that era, it didn't matter. He just hangs out with middle-aged guys and fights crime. It's true to the source material in that regard.
Yeah.
But yeah, just I love the cast. I love Brendan Gleeson as Silvermane. He's such a good actor and everything. He was
very good.
And I feel like it takes a lot of skill to play a gangster character like this because it can be so easily one note. but he makes him a very layered character with a lot of personality in there. I'm like, oh, so you're just a guy without powers? Okay, sure. What are you going to be against Spider-Man? Oh, you're a very compelling TV villain, actually. Because he's trying to get power everywhere, even with Cat Hardy, even like he has to pick all her songs, has to pick the clothes she wears. It makes her feel she can't get out of his grasp. It's his apartment. She wants to marry a dentist. Sorry, he's dead. Like he doesn't act like, oh, I have all the power, but also he controls everything.
Yeah. And I like that he just, if he wants somebody to work for him, he's like, you're working for me now. That's it.
But I also like how he can get along with everybody as well. Even the people he's fighting with, he's always respectful towards. He always has this air of respect of, hey, okay, I'm coming at you with an offer here, or I'm trying to have a conversation and you're being rude to me or you're challenging me, but fine, I'll play that game, but I'll keep my composure. I don't think he lost his temper very much at all. He was always pretty cool and businesslike the entire time, even when he was getting emotional under the surface. But I also like how clinical he could be. Like, he just shot Winston. Okay. And he was joking about it for the rest of the show. Like, oh yeah, it's too bad Winston isn't here. When he's trying to be more threatening. Like, okay, I shot my close, loyal confidant. I will not hesitate to kill anybody else. Be aware. But he doesn't have to be overtly threatening about it. He can just, yeah, okay, we saw what he did. I did love that bit with the marked bills, though. Oh, okay, so he marks all the bills, and I like Ben Reilly's ploy to get that bill into Winston's pocket. Steal the other money from the safe, make it look like he's a thief, and
he had to move it all over the place to get there. He had to know a lot of information to be able to pull that off.
It felt like a good culmination of all the lore drops from the first few episodes. Like, oh, okay, so this is how it's all tying in together. I thought it was very well written, tied in nicely. So, do I have anything else to say? Nick Cage looks great in the suit. It's just a really awesome suit. Its aura.
I like that the eyes light up.
Yeah.
It was cool.
And this is a uncommon thing for me, but I actually really like the theme song. Just the whole title sequence. It's very rare that I watch the title sequence often. I mean, most shows don't have title sequences to watch. That's true. I really like this one. I like the Peacemaker title sequences as well. There's very few that I quite enjoy, but this set the vibe to me. And also is a good argument for why I think this show was originally planned to be in black and white. There's no color version of the title sequence.
There isn't. Oh, yeah. Okay.
The title sequence is full black and white, both versions. So, I think that was the idea.
It really feels like the color was... I feel like it wasn't the creator's initial idea to do any color, actually. That seems like a studio move to be like, we want color. But I'm glad that they went with having both, because I know there's a lot of people who won't watch it in black and white.
Yeah.
But they still went creative with the color. They didn't just slap color on it. They did put some effort into the color. But you can there are certain tells you're like, no, this was specifically shot for black and white. But
yeah,
it's they got to make money on it. They got to make it accessible for people who refuse to watch anything in black and white.
It's a very rare case of having your cake and eating it too.
Yeah, we got both.
You get to have the vision that was probably the artistic vision to start.
Mm.
And then also the marketable palette version, which also had an artistic style to it.
Mm.
So like, once again, whoever this team is, they managed to have it all.
Yeah. Well, it's, when have you ever been like, oh, click, oh, which version do you want to watch? I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Yep. It's just
That's-
cool.
That's a brand new feature to me. As far as I'm aware, I haven't seen that on any other streaming service.
No.
That's pretty unique. So they had to have a whole feature designed for the show.
I feel like the only time I've ever seen something like that was in Black Mirror Bandersnatch movie.
Yeah,
It was very,
similar.
I remember that being similar, or it was like, oh, A or B, which path sort of thing. But
I guess it's the same.
But it like, that was trying to be a choose your own adventure book. This is like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a whole product. Like, they did an entire separate color grade for the show. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, I've just never seen anything like that. Like that was really
Like, if you think about it, it's an 8-episode show, and they did 16 episodes of color grades.
basically, yeah.
Like, it was a lot of extra effort. It wasn't just like, for the people who think, oh, making black and white's easy. Like, no, it's still a color grade.
I think black and white takes even longer to do it correctly.
Yeah, it's still effort. It's not just turn the color off. So it wasn't just an easy fix for, oh, we want it to be in black and white. All right, snap your fingers.
Well, no, I thought the black and white was going to be a gimmick at first. Like I was like, oh,
Right.
okay, whatever. They just, what'd they do? Slap a black and white filter over it? Wow, okay. Then I'm like, oh, wait, they actually shot this for black and white. Okay. That to me right there, I went, oh, that means that was the intent was to do black and white. Okay, that's a big difference. That's like going to see a movie in IMAX or going to see a movie shot for IMAX. That's a huge difference.
For sure.
Right?
For sure. I think one thing I also enjoyed about it is the wish fulfillment of how many times have you watched an old black and white movie and appreciated the costumes and thought, oh man, I wish I could see this in color.
That's true.
Just to see what that would look like in color. Oh, that like really fancy show dress Cat Hardy's singing in. I wonder what that looks like in color. Oh, I can just flip and see now. Wow, that's a really nice dress in color. Too bad I didn't have to see that in black and white exclusively. So yeah, it kind of gives you the, wow, we get to see both. Like I remember there was, I didn't check this out, but I remember late in the show after he did his surgeries and everything, there was, Janet mentioned
Your
multiple
face is
times.
yellow.
Yeah. She mentioned that multiple times, and I never flipped over to see what the actual color grade looked like.
If you there was a shot where he turned where you could tell that he was a bit more kind of bruised his skin almost.
Yeah.
Like there was one part, but knowing that it was black and white, that's probably why they both like, I think Robbie and her were both like, oh yeah, he's yellow several times to be like, hey, because we're not going to be able to see this.
Yeah. And I didn't watch that one in color, but that's one where I'd be like, okay, I'm curious now. I want to see what he looks like.
Maybe he was as yellow as a banana peel. We don't know.
He might have been. He could have just been like total, because I think that happens. I think you get jaundice when you mess with the liver. So I'm like, when I heard they said yellow, I'm like, okay, well, they cut his liver open. I think I've heard that
sure.
about livers and making people yellow.
Huh.
Well, I don't know what to rate this one. I'm on the fence. I don't know if I'm going to get it up to a must-see. I think at bare minimum, it's pretty darn good. I don't know if I can call it must-see because as far as like the script goes, it's a good script. But I feel like it's the scripting that lets it down, if anything. And it's not even bad. It's just that the technical merits, based on technical merits alone, I would say, it's a must see for like just really well made TV. But as a complete package, like the acting's great, we said the costumes, the set design, the camera work, like everything technically is great. But the script is like, if you just care about the story, is it really a lot better than an above average crime drama?
Yeah,
I don't know if I can say it is.
I think that the story is what holds it back from being like really, really good.
It's good, but I think it's above average good as far as story goes.
Yeah.
Everything else is incredible. So that's why I don't know if I can.
For me, I know it's an easy thumbs up, but it's that. Is it gonna get?
That's my problem.
Is it gonna go one more? I don't know.
If the script had really blown me away, it would be an easy must see
Mm-hmm.
because of the technical. But it's just this is the problem with critique. I don't know where the line is. You got to feel it out.
I'm gonna leave mine at a thumbs up because you know what? If we get a season 2. And they amplify the script a bit more, maybe that'll push it even higher. Because they've obviously got the technical stuff down. They've got all of that down really well.
Yeah. I think I'm going to leave it at a pretty darn good because I can't say that for everybody or even the most majority of people it's a must-see. Because I feel like people don't care as much as I do about the technical side. And they're just watching a story, which is a pretty good story, but it's not a must-see story.
If you like the technical stuff, then it's a must-see for sure.
Yes. Yeah, but as a complete package, I'm going to say pretty darn good. So that's Spider-Noir. And our first episode in 5 weeks. I'm sorry. I hope the next one...
I'm not.
Well, I mean, the vacations were pretty fun. But I don't know what the next one will be. Maybe I think Vox Machina is too late. Disclosure Day's already come out. Who knows? Maybe it'll be Toy Story 5. No, it won't be because Justin doesn't watch Toy Story.
I don't like it.
Come at him in the comments. I don't think he even got to the third one.
I got halfway through the third one.
Okay.
That's it.
Forget about 4 and 5.
There's 5 of them?
This is the 5th one right now.
No, I'm not watching another one.
Yeah, there's Toy Story 5. There's The Death of Robin Hood. Supergirl's coming out in a couple weeks. Maybe we'll do that one. We will see. Or maybe we'll skip back and do...
Leisure lists.
A leisure list. Catch you up on all the ones since the last leisure list.
I could talk about all the stuff I watched on the plane.
Yeah. I binged through Neon Genesis on my train. But we probably won't talk about that till Anime October.
I watched both Wicked 1 and 2.
Wicked 1 and 2. The second one fell off hard.
Both of those are the worst musicals I've ever seen in my life. Come at me.
I love the first one. I love the first part, but the second one was terrible.
The music is the worst example of just singing the dialogue instead of an actual musical number. It's just singing the dialogue at random portions. Brutal.
Well, I don't really have a problem with the music. There's a lot I like about those Wicked movies.
No. I don't think there's a single song in any of those that you could be like, yeah, I'm going to listen to the song. Because there's not a single song that's even a complete song. There's not even one.
Yeah. The thing about Wicked I remember is that I didn't really know any of the songs going in. And it was just, I remember hearing some of these in high school because I was a theater kid and all the music and theater kids sang these at various points and I never knew what they were. And then I watched the movie. I'm like, oh, that's what that's from. Okay. So it was just that. I'm like, oh, this song's been stuck in my head for years and this is what it's from. Got it.
Yeah, I was not impressed.
Fair. I remember the first one I think was pretty good. The second one, not good.
Yeah, I was not impressed with the music, and I thought the story in both of them was pretty mid.
Yeah. So maybe we'll do a leisure list in 2 weeks. Who knows? We will see what happens.
But that's like my whole leisure list, Joe.
Wicked 1 and 2.
That's it. That's all I've watched since the last Leisure List. That was like 8 months ago.
Let's see. Today is June 15th. What have I finished just in June?
Oh, no.
Let's see. Just in
Too
June,
many
I
things.
finished X-Men 1992, Season 5, Adult, Season 1, Neon Genesis, Evangelion, The End of Evangelion, Masters of the Universe movie, Veep, Season 1, Star Trek Lower Decks, Season 5, Fleabag, Season 1, Spider-Noir, and the old Will Smith superhero movie, Hancock, which I just watched yesterday.
Well, that one's good.
The first half is good.
Okay, yes.
And it
yes,
fell off
the first
very
time.
hard. It fell off very hard in the middle.
I remember it being entertaining at least.
Yeah, that's part of my journey to
This
watch.
is just June?
That's what I finished
We're
in
only
June.
halfway through. It's only...
All those TV shows, when it comes to TV shows, I just note what I finish in a month.
Oh,
I start them way back.
okay. I was really scared because I'm
No.
like...
All the movies I watched this month. All the shows I ended this month.
You know what? We
But
should
that's-
do a leisure list.
Maybe.
Let's do a leisure list.
I'll have to narrow it
We
down.
got to finish this episode.
Yeah. The last 5 minutes were meandering. But yeah, that's the end. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at jchurchtpm.
And you can find me on Instagram at ThoughtFlame Media. More importantly, go to thoughtflame.ca for everything else, up to close up, other written reviews, head to head. I hope we get Prompt 4 done before the end, the heat death of the universe.
Oh. There's also Close Up Uncut.
Close
which
up
is,
uncut for
us saying things that we wouldn't usually say on Close Up.
yeah,
Or,
that's-
you know, it's mostly just conversations before we start recording. It's actually pretty funny. I like that you do it.
It's
You know,
the,
you get the 3, 2, 1 in there. That's
Yeah.
where it ends. It's great.
bloopers
check it
bloopers from our old movies and sketches and stuff are on there too for exclusive content. We got stuff on the website. It's most of it's for free. You can enjoy. So, till next time.
Bye-bye.
See you in 5 weeks.
I hope not. See you in 5 weeks. What a monster.